welcome to another Blackjack Dave video and moving forward your journey to being a better Blackjack player and AP player. I am Blackjack Dave. I love to play Blackjack, talking about Blackjack and sharing the correct way to play Blackjack with others. Hey, welcome back to Blackjack Dave. Thanks for listening and watching. When players have a losing session at Blackjack, they're quick to put the blame on someone else or something. They will never consider that their losses may be due to the fact that they haven't a clue about basic playing strategies, or their loss is simply due to the variance that is part of how to play blackjack. The variance meaning that even the most skillful player will have losing sessions. It just makes more sense to blame that nerd at third base who allegedly killed the table with his stupid plays. If you're serious about wanting to win a blackjack, then the very first thing you absolutely must do is separate the truth from fiction. Otherwise, you'll be like most blackjack players who always have an excuse for losses. This video will do just that. I could create many videos at hours and hours of lengths of myths that have come to my attention over the years. Instead, I've selected the most talked about and misunderstood myths about the game. I'll cover the reason for the myth and the truth. Are you ready for some debunking? Myth number one. The objective of the blackjack is to get as close as possible to 21. I will admit, when I first started playing blackjack, I thought this was true. And the reason this myth is around is because some authors and casino marketing folks try to oversimplify the objective of the game. So, the truth, the objective is to beat the dealer by either having a higher final total than the dealer or not busting before the dealer busts. Those are only two ways you can beat the dealer's hand. Is not to get as close to 21 as possible. If you always try to do the latter, you'll be broke before the end of the day. Myth number two, that third base player is killing me. It's one of my favorites because I hear it occur at least every once a session. The reason. The dealer shows a week 5 up card, and all the players, including you, make the right play and stand on all stiff totals. The third base guy, who's the last player to act before the dealer, ponders whether to hit or stand on 16. And you can see in the picture, the dealer has a 5. He hits. Of course, it's a wrong basic strategy play. The dealer gives him a picture card, and then the dealer flips a 10 in the hole and draws a 6 to his 15 for what? You guessed it, 21. Beating everyone. So, how you would like to strangle the third base player? If that dummy would have stood like he was supposed to, the dealer would have gotten the picture card instead and broken, and everyone would have won. Don't tell me bad players don't affect whether or not I win or lose. The truth is absolutely true that a dumb play made by dumb players can affect the outcome of a hand for everyone else. But it has been proven mathematically that it's just as likely that a dumb play could result in the entire table winning. Had the two hit cards been reversed, the player in the above example could have just as easily gotten the 6, leaving the picture card for the dealer to bust. While dumb plays can upset smart players, they have no mathematical long-term effect on a player's expected outcome. You always curse a stupid player that caused you to lose, but do you ever congratulate him when his stupid play causes you to win? The terrible play of others affects you emotionally, so you start to make playing mistakes. My advice is to leave the table and play elsewhere. Myth number 3. Myth number three, I'm due to win. This one is a little dear to me because when I first started to play blackjack, I knew nothing about card counting, never and didn't read any books, just listen to other people's advice and my own what I thought was common sense feelings. If I lost three or four hands in a row, I would determine, hey, I'm going to start betting more. 'Cause I'm due to win. Well, that's partially the reason here. So here's a scenario. The dealer has won five hands in a row. Blackjack is an even game. So my chances of winning the next hand are good. I'll bet up to recoup my losses. Bad advice. The truth. The cards don't give a flip that you have lost the last five hands in a row. In fact, your chances of winning the next hand are independent of whether you lost, tied, or won the last five hands. Yes, eventually, the number of hands you will win will be around 48%, but eventually implies a long time. Over the short haul, such a few hours of play, don't bet that you're due to win based upon what has just occurred. Just as a sidebar, my record of losing hands in a row is close to 35. That's a lot of hands. Number four reminds me of a friend, and we play blackjack sometimes together. He is just a common gambler, knows little about the game. I many times offer to teach him about the game, but he wants nothing of it, finds it too difficult. I'll play by my gut. That's where I won before. But if he's at a table and he loses a few hands, or the dealer keeps beating him, he'll just close out and go to another table. So myth number four is about play at tables where the dealer is cold. The reason this myth has started. It's a fact that sometimes you will lose hand after hand to a dealer who consistently outdraws you by 1 point, while other times you seem to have a friendly dealer who busts on every hand, resulting in many wins for you and for players around you. So most players reason it is best to play on a table with a cold dealer rather than one who is hot. Hmm. The truth. We all know that blackjack dealers sometimes get lucky and can do no wrong and beat you no matter what you hold. Though it's easy to tell if the dealer is hot or cold right this minute, what you can't predict is whether or not he will be hot or cold in the future. That's because the cards don't know and, quite frankly, don't care. What has happened in the past is in the past. Just because you lost the last five hands in a row, like myth number three, doesn't mean you're more likely to win the next hand. So, likewise, picking tables where the dealer seems cold is just a waste of time. Myth number five, mid shoe entry players. The reason why this myth exists. Players remember when they were enjoying a winning streak, and then Mary Clueless jumps into the game mid shoe, adds another hand to the round, and the dealer starts killing everyone. It's got to be Mary's fault. The truth why this myth exists was when players' fortunes turn from good to bad, they need a scapegoat to blame their losses. There was nothing sacred about the number of hands being dealt before poor Mary jumped in and started to play. In fact, there is no guarantee that you would have continued to win if she didn't enter the game. Changing the order of the cards doesn't matter one bit. Myth number six will also be one you hear a lot. I first heard it was on a charter flight to Las Vegas. Now, I was on the charter flight not because I was a high roller, but I met a fellow golfin who was a 7 star with Caesars. So he had a free trip down to Vegas, couple nights stay, and a free round at a golf course called Cascada, and I was invited. Thinking about what I'm going to do in Vegas, I thought I'll play blackjack. Seems like a simple game, and I was a believer on myth number one. I was on the plane. I had a computer game that simulated how to play blackjack, and the person sitting next to me told me always think the dealer has a 10. And I heard that at least 4 or 5 times those 3 days I was in Vegas. Well, why do people think that? The reason for myth number 6. Always assume a dealer has a 10 in the hole. Since there are more ranked cards in the deck that count 10 in blackjack, tens, jack, queens, and kings, players often assume that the dealer always will have a 10 in the hole, and are often advised to play their hand accordingly. All right, now let's look at the truth of this. Does a dealer always have a 10 myth? There are 16 cards out of 52 in a deck that have a value of 10. That means only about 31% of the time will the dealer have a 10 in the hole, while 69% of the time he will not. The dealer will have some other card in the hole. Playing your hands with the assumption that the dealer has a 10 in the hole will lead to very costly playing mistakes. Instead, you need to play your hands by the basic playing strategy because it factors all the possible cards that could be the dealer's hole. Often he will get each card, what cards he could get if he hit again, how often he'll get each card of the cards and how often you'll get each of the cards when you hit. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Part 2 will be published in a few days and will cover 6 more myths. Please note, I have an entire series of blackjack videos covering learning how to play the game to how to have the edge when you play. Thanks again for watching.